Ladies and gentlemen, what's good, guys? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you today with your news and rumors video for Sunday, December 8th, 2019. I hope you guys are having a great weekend this week. It's flown by pretty fast. Mine's been pretty relaxing. Try to stay off Twitter as much as possible this weekend. Because like Friday night was absolutely brutal. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to expose anything. But Twitter was absolutely brutal on Friday night. Just stupid people. And I just wanted to stay off it for the weekend. Clear my mind. Relax. And I'm back on the channel today talking news and rumors. Today has been a news-heavy day, especially for the WWE. Dio Madden was supposed to be in the rumors for why he was removed from the commentary team, but I have scrapped that because I wanted to talk about what happened today with the releases of Cara, the Ascension, and most importantly, Luke Harper. And I'm going to go into full detail on what I think is going to be happening for those guys next. I got Vince McMahon's thoughts on the Bobby Lashley Lana arrest angle from Monday Night Raw this week. And the main event topic for today, I got Tomasso Ciampa saying he will retire if he's ever called up to the main roster. So that's the main event topic today. Those are the three topics for today's video. So without further ado, let's get to the news. So, as I said earlier, today has been a news-heavy day for the WWE as Cara, Luke Harper, and the Ascension got released. I want to save Luke Harper for last. But the first person I'm going to talk about was Cara. Immediately when Cara was in the WWE in 2013, I think it was, they had him in a feud with Hunico, and then they did the whole Cara versus Cara thing, and the winner was the real Cara, something like that. And then he wrestled under blue lights, and he got injured, and he was used as a jobber for his entire career in the WWE. They did not let him showcase his talents, and I know he's a pretty good wrestler. And he was not used to his full potential. He's been used basically as the mid-card jobber to guys like Andrade and Drew McIntyre and etc. He hasn't, up to his feud with his small feud with Andrade this year, he hasn't had a match since July 2018. I think Sin Cara and Andrade were like feuding for a few weeks in October, but up to that point, Sin Cara and Andrade, Sin Cara didn't have a match until 2018. So that's pretty pathetic right there. And what do I think Sin Cara is going next? Well, I have two places in mind. I feel like, even though Ring of Honor is in pretty tough shape right now, and they haven't had that good of a 2019, I can definitely see Sin Cara going to Ring of Honor. And I can definitely see Sin Cara going to Mexico, wrestling for the AAA. If I had to choose between Ring of Honor and AAA, I would have to guess he's going to pick AAA. Because it makes sense, he's Mexican, and that's where basically all the masked superstars are. Like all the clown characters and the mask guys. So yeah, I'm gonna probably say Sin Cara is gonna end up in Mexico. So that's about Sin Cara. The Ascension, they got released today. Their value is so low right now in pro wrestling because the way they were used on the main roster. And if I said that the Ascension are the longest reigning NXT Tag Team Champions in history, you might look at me like I'm crazy. But that's true. the longest reigning NXT Tag Team Champions were used to be jokes, and no one took them seriously, and they were absolutely dominant in NXT, and they became jokes on the main roster. Never got a chance. They were the jobbers in the tag team division. Vince McMahon saw no value in neither Connor or Victor, and today they got their release. So where are they gonna be ending up? Who knows, man? I really don't know about the Ascension because again, their value is so low. Is anybody gonna want them? Are they gonna be a game changer when they go? Like, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but if the Ascension decide to go to AEW, okay, the Ascension sign with AEW, are they gonna be a game changer? I don't think so. I can't see the Ascension being a game changer because their value is so low because of the way WWE treated them. That's my thoughts on the Ascension. But the big one's Luke Harper. And he's had some great matches in the Wyatt family with the Shield. He was an Intercontinental Champion and had a feud with Dolph Ziggler. Had some pretty good matches with Dolph Ziggler. I remember the TLC one. He fought Dolph Ziggler in a ladder match, which was pretty good. He was part of the Wyatt family with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. He was a part of the Bludgeon Brothers with Rowan, and then he got hurt, and he was ready to come back, and WWE had no plans for him. So they said, you're just going to sit at home and collect your paychecks. And that's wrong. You don't do that, in my opinion. He came back WrestleMania weekend. He wrestled Dominik Dijakovic in Worlds Collide tournament match. And that was a pretty damn good match, I would have to say. I saw it on the network. That was a damn good match. And then after that, he felt good and told Vince he was ready to come back. And Vince said, "No, we have no plans for you. You're not coming back. You're not even going to be put on a brand." So of course he got frustrated. Of course he got frustrated from that. He's been recovering for 9 months. He's been ready to come back for 9 months. And he gets told, "We have no plans for you. You're sitting on the sidelines." No one wants that feeling in their stomach. That's a terrible feeling. But anyway, this year, he comes back at Clash of Champions. Has a match teaming with Rowan to face Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Takes the pin there. And that was the last we will ever see Luke Harper in WWE. And thank goodness, because the guy was he's really underutilized by Vince McMahon and WWE's creative. Luke Harper he's a fantastic wrestler. He's got it all. He was one of the best big men in WWE at the time. He was actually an Intercontinental Champion. He was one of the best big men in the entire company. And then he got shit on, and they didn't give a shit about him. And I'm really happy that he's a free agent now. He's gone from WWE. I bet WWE had to feel like prison for Luke Harper. I really do. And now, this week, he's trademarked his Brody Lee character to come back from where he was on the indie scene. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, if I'm AEW, or I'm Tony Khan, I'm picking up Luke Harper as fast as possible. Yes, you have big guys such as Luchasaurus and Jake Hager, but you could use another bit. And Luchasaurus is in a tag team, and Jake Hager's in a faction. If I'm AEW, I'm picking up Brody Lee as fast as possible. I'm signing him as fast as possible. Possibly before 2020. And if I'm Gato and I'm New Japan Pro Wrestling, I'm talking to this guy as soon as possible, and I'm signing him as soon as possible too, because New Japan has Lance Archer, and they don't have that many big guys besides Lance Archer, and they could very well use a big guy in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think that could be a great signing. So I think that Brody Lee is either going to end up in AEW or New Japan. And if he ends up in AEW, great. If he ends up in New Japan Pro Wrestling, great. And I'm sure if he ends up in either company, he will be pushed. He will not be underutilized like he was in WWE. So that's all I have to say about the free agents. Now I want to talk about Vince McMahon's thoughts on Bobby Lashley Lana arrest angle. And when I tell you this, you guys are going to throw up inside your mouth. So I read a website online that a WWE source told WrestlingNews.com. Vince loves everything about this storyline. The numbers are above average for these segments, so they will do them until people stop caring. Time out. People don't care already. People never cared about this storyline. So, what point are you trying to get across? Nobody has ever cared about this storyline with Rusev, Bobby Lashley, and Lana. The plans are to have Rusev and Bobby Lashley have their first match at next Sunday's TLC pay-per-view, which they wanted to build up, and they have the match for the pay-per-view. Do not expect this feud or storyline to end anytime soon, as it is expected to be continued going into 2020. Folks, going into 2020, we are going to have Bobby Lashley versus Rusev, so going into the new year, nothing is going to change, and it's going to be the same old garbage we get every single Monday night with Bobby Lashley and Rusev. So, get ready. Get the pillows ready. And then, wanting to have build before their first match, I like it. But it should happen for every feud. It never happens for every feud, and I don't know why. Why is it randomly happening right now? I don't get it. They have. I'll give you an example. I will give you an example. They have Daniel Bryan versus The Fiend at Survivor Series for the Universal Championship. How much proper build did that get? Got 3 weeks. It got 3 weeks, and really the only thing that happened in the build was that Firefly Funhouse segment with Bray Wyatt saying yes over and over and over again. That was basically the only build to that match, and we got nothing. And this source also said that they want to keep Rusev and Bobby Lashley separated as far away as possible until the pay-per-view match. Why can't they do that for feuds that people actually care about? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get this company. I really don't. I really don't. And guaranteed to be one of the worst feuds of 2019 in my opinion. And we'll talk more about that when we get to the awards part in a few weeks' time. So I'm done with this topic. I'm done talking Rusev, Lashley, and Lana. I want to move on to the main event topic of the week, which is Tomasso Ciampa going on to Lillian Garcia's podcast, and he said that if he ever gets called up to the main roster, he's going to retire. And Tomasso Ciampa is a person I have nothing but respect for him. Seriously, he's a smart individual. He's obviously putting his health first and his family first. He wants to do what is best for his health, because we've seen him on SmackDown when he was wrestling Sheamus in February. See when he buckled down on his knee? That was very scary, and I was scared that he was actually injured. And then a few months later, he injured his neck, and he had neck surgery, and then he was gone for 6 months. And he also said that he doesn't want to get called up to the main roster because the schedule is absolutely ridiculous. It will not be healthy for his body, and he won't be able to see his family. He's exactly right. He is 100% correct. We've seen it already, that he's had multiple injuries. He's had 3 injuries in his career. He's got a better chance of having more injuries on the main roster with their weekly schedule, because they have Raw, they have SmackDown, and then they have live events every weekend. So, of course, you're risking injury doing that schedule. I mean, God bless the other guys who don't get injured, but Tomasso's looking out for himself. He's looking out for his family. In my opinion, that's probably the right choice for him. Triple H said a few weeks ago that there's going to be superstars on the NXT roster who are just full-time NXT superstars for life. And I would have to think that Tomasso Ciampa is one of them. And that is great, because the entire NXT locker room, NXT creative, and most importantly Triple H adore Tomasso Ciampa. And he's only going to get better and better and better the longer he's there. And I love it. He's in a feud with... Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to sneeze. But he's on cloud 9 right now on NXT. He's got a huge triple threat number 1 contenders match with Finn Balor and Keith Lee this week on NXT, where the winner takes on Adam Cole on NXT on December 18th for the NXT Championship. Honestly, I'll just talk about this right now, since it's in the same topic. This triple threat match. This is going to be an insane triple threat match. It's going to be absolutely awesome. These are 3 of the best wrestlers in the entire WWE right now. Balor, Lee, and Ciampa. Here's what I see happening. I see Keith Lee picking up the win on NXT this week. I don't see Keith Lee defeating Adam Cole. I don't see it happening. And then what I see happening is I would probably give Keith Lee 1 title reign in NXT before he goes up to the main roster. So I would have him defeat Roderick Strong for the NXT North America Championship sooner rather than later. And then at TakeOver Portland, I would have Adam Cole versus Tomasso Ciampa for the NXT Championship. And then that night at Portland is when Tomasso Ciampa gets Goldie back. That's what I think is going to happen. That's what I think should happen. And I'm going to end it right there for news and rumors this week. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know we are brand new to YouTube, but please subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel for some great content. We have AEW this week. We have SmackDown this week. We had news and rumors tonight. If you did not check out AEW Dynamite review, go check it out. If you did not check out the SmackDown review, which I thought was an awful show on Friday night, go check it out. We will also have coverage for TLC next week with preview and predictions. Usually I have done predictions on the same day as the pay-per-view, and I don't know if I'm going to do that yet, so I'll let you guys know if I do the predictions the day of the show or probably the Saturday before the show. But also like this video with a super kick. Leave a comment down below what you think of WWE's releases today. Vince McMahon's thoughts on the Bobby Lashley, Lana Rusev storyline, and Tomasso Ciampa saying he'll retire if he gets called up to the main roster. But that's all I got for you guys. Have a good one.